Rolex is king, and although many of the models that they release are highly in demand, these top 11 models are the ones that everybody's looking for and no AD really has in stock. With me today, I have Peter, our Rolex expert, aka Peter Piccolino. Sorry, your name is kind of hard to pronounce. Peter, I wanted to talk about these 11 Rolex models that everybody wants. ADs are not selling them to a typical walk-in customer. Tell me, what do you have to do to get one of these at an AD?
I mean, I can't say it on air, what you actually have to do, right? No, realistically, the only way to even be considered for any of these, highly sought after pieces, you need to have major spend history, whether it be on jewelry or just purely buying watches, even the ones that you don't want over the few years. Then you might get a phone call. You got to spend money.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that whole practice?
You know what? It's definitely sucks, right? Because there's definitely times where I would love to have a Panda Daytona at retail. Why not? Of course, right? But if you're telling me I have to spend $200,000 on other stuff that I'm going to lose money on, I might as well just buy from the secondary market.
Correct. Imagine, so what is it, Infinity and Nissan. Infinity is like the higher version of Nissan. Correct. Imagine if you wanted an Infinity, they would say, okay, no problem. Go buy a couple of Nissans and we'll hook you up. That makes no sense.
Well, Ferrari actually does that. They'll tell you what models to buy before you could even be considered to get an allocation.
Unbelievable.
A lot of people do it.
What do you think about Rolex's new announcement that they're building all these new manufacturing plants to
ramp up production,
correct.
this, and that. At the end of the day, it is, even though it is a man built watch, there's still machining involved, right? I don't think that they're going to release them they're not going to open up the floodgates. Why would they kill their own hype?
They wouldn't. I mean, I think their claim to fame is the demand, and the demand doesn't, they don't want to get rid of that.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's get into these top 11 models. Now, again, a lot of these are common. These are watches that everybody knows, but I want to talk about them. I want to talk about current market price if you wanted to get one outside of an AD. Let's go with the most popular one, which is the Rolex Daytona. This is the stainless steel and ceramic version, either the white dial with the black subdials or the black dial with the silver, the black dial with the silver. 2016 is when they released this model. Yep. Since then, it's been flying off shelves. Nobody can get it at retail unless, again, you have that spend history. What do you think about the watch, and what would you be able to get one for?
I mean, personally, I'm a very big fan of Daytonas. I've said this numerous times across every single platform, right? I think it's just one of the nicest looking watches, available in steel, precious metals, two-tone variants. It's just a great looking watch, right? Personally, the Panda and the black ceramic, I think the Panda obviously wins because it's just more versatile in my eyes. If you wanted to get one right now, you're probably, for the Panda variation, you're going to be in the 33 to 34,000 for a brand new one. And then the black dial, 32, right around that mark.
It's definitely better than it was, last year.
They were hitting almost 60 grand.
Yeah.
That's where it looked like it was going. And to me, that's kind of like, that's just mind-boggling. It's 400%. I think a 400% markup.
Before COVID, I saw them, at around 25,000. And I was like, that is just ridiculous. Who's going to pay 25,000 for this? That makes no sense. The other things you could buy for 25,000.
Absolutely. I said the same thing until every time I saw them go up another 1,000, I said, oh my God, there's no way. I'm not paying this right now. It's going to come down again. And then I watched it go from 20s to 30s. Then once I started seeing them in the 40s, you already missed the whole wave. Like, it's just gone.
So we got, what would you say, 32,000 to about 35,000 black to white?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. I mean, seems relatively reasonable. And again, reasonable is an exaggeration here, but for this watch itself, because the watch is only worth what the market will pay for it.
Absolutely.
And I feel like if Rolex came out tomorrow and said that is the retail price, that would almost be, fine.
It would, but it would also kill the secondary market, right? Because then actually, no, not necessarily.
I mean, if that's the retail price and you're selling it for retail.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's very true.
But then again, we'd actually have to sell it for more because
it doesn't, when you put it into perspective, though, this being one of the most sought after watches, because it really is. I mean, I don't care. Yes. Batman, Batgirl,
correct.
Daytona, Panda, it's one of the most sought after. At only 100% markup, I know it sounds wild to even say that, but 100% markup, getting the hottest watch available, and you're not getting it anywhere else.
I mean, think about it. Everything had a markup recently. I mean,
Everything.
obviously inflation accounts for some of that, but in this case, it's really just demand. I mean, last year was the first time I ever bought a car where I paid over retail. That concept did not exist.
It didn't.
You know, I was
Never.
like, how does this even happen? But you had to just be like, okay, you know, I want it. I want it now. I'm not willing to wait for an allocation.
That's what
I'll
it
pay.
is.
Number 2 on the list is probably my favorite, which is the John Mayer, the yellow gold green dial Daytona. It debuted also in 2016. It took off in 2019 when John Mayer actually made a video about this watch. On a secondary market, it's trading approximately double its retail.
Yes.
Right? What number is that? What are we coming up to?
So you're going to be in the low 90s.
Low
Low
90s.
90K mark for a brand new, fresh one. Once again, that's another watch that
Correct.
I believe it's justifiable, right?
Yes.
I know, once again, that sounds absolutely wild for 100% markup, but it's just one of those watches that nobody caught.
Yep.
Everyone was like, no, why would I want this? And then you missed the whole wave, and it just took off.
The watch itself aesthetically is beautiful.
Gorgeous watch.
John Mayer's hyping of it, you know,
Absolutely.
took it to a new extremes, but the watch on its own is a powerhouse.
Absolutely.
You know, precious materials and the demand. I mean, green became the new black. Like everybody wanted green. It was blue, then green. You know, now not sure what it is. Maybe purple. I'm actually a big fan, and I was actually considering buying it this morning. The Royal Oak Offshore taupe. I think taupe is.
Oh, yeah. You were telling me. Yeah. That's another great
That's my
piece.
thing.
So Rolex does something similar. They do what's called like a vignette dial. It fades the black to a color.
Yeah.
Same type of thing, but it's a great looking piece.
I'm not really a fan of the green or blue because I feel like you know they stand out too much, and you can't really, you know, if you're wearing a black suit, well, I guess a black suit with a green would be okay, but you know, if you're wearing like certain colors, just don't go with.
They don't go with it. Yeah, I agree.
My next one on the list is probably everybody's grail. It's the Rainbow Daytona.
Oh my God.
Rainbow Daytona, you know, came out in 2018. Everybody's always wanted, or not everybody. I apologize.
I can see, yeah.
A lot of people have wanted gem set Rolexes. This is like the upper echelon of, you know, gem set Rolexes.
Yeah.
Tell me, so obviously we know it comes in a couple of variations. You have just the regular dial, you have the pave dial, and then you have the full pave with the bracelet and everything.
Yep.
What are we looking at for just a regular black dial, or I guess it's a black dial or white dial?
No. So they only do
that-
black dial, and then the white gold came with the black dial, the rose gold. I think everything is with a black dial. If I'm not mistaken.
It's all black dial. The rainbow is the same throughout.
Yeah.
What are we looking at for a black dial one on the secondary market, given that you can't ever get this through your AD?
So yeah, there's another thing. You need to have mega spend history, and the amount of ADs that probably get allocations for this are so slim. Maybe a few go out every year. I mean, it's a 6-figure watch. It's multi-6-figure watch. Regular configuration, I'm going to say you're probably in the 300K. The full pave bracelet, full pave lugs, and bezel one, I'm going to say you're probably around approaching that $700,000 mark. Well, that's where they were. But going back to what you said, you know, everyone wants a factory gem set Rolex. And just a few years ago, nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
The ADs used to give you a discount. They would actually lose money on it, and they were happy. They would probably kiss you on the cheek just to take it.
It wasn't in style at the time.
Absolutely.
And I feel like a lot of that is also a change in the market from bust downs, aftermarket stuff, to just being strictly like, all I want is factory gem
Factory
set.
set.
Don't give me that bust down garbage. I'm not, you know, a SoundCloud rapper.
There you go.
And that's driven the hype, or not the hype, but the demand for actually, you know, factory gem set by Rolex, AP, Patek, everybody. Let's go to next one. This is a plain Jane, but this is probably everybody's go-to watch, which is the Rolex Sub. I mean, you're looking at, and I guess we could talk about both the pre-ceramic and the ceramic, but ultimately let's just stick, let's stick to today's models that you would be able to get in an AD if an AD actually sold you one. First one was released with a steel case, steel bracelet, black bezel, and black dial. The color scheme remains the same through every single one of, like the original subs. You had the aluminum ones, now you have the ceramic ones. Ceramic, let's say 2023, and I guess the only thing that really changed was the size. It went from 40 to a 41.
Yeah, so everything that changed was obviously the 40 millimeter case, which was their maxi case, and then you went to 41. So the newest one comes with a new movement, 3.235 movement, and then the other one just has a 3.135. Bigger power reserve. That 1 millimeter, do you really notice it?
I've tried it on and I didn't.
You don't notice it really, but a brand new one, 2023, fresh, you're probably going to be in the $15K range.
Okay.
Which, once again, this is a $10,000 watch. Trading at a 50% markup, I think that's more than justifiable. The most sought after, it's the most timeless design, right? I don't care if you're wearing one from the 70s all the way up till brand new. I mean, they all kind of look the same.
Yep.
And value retention is just insane with a Submariner.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
You know,
do you prefer date or no date?
Date, 100%.
Yeah, me too.
100%.
I just like the date complication because I actually use it. Like that's the one, and that's why I said like I love Daytonas. I just wish they came with a date. Like, I don't need a chronograph. I'm not timing a race. Like makes no sense to me. But the date, I constantly turn my wrist to see what date it is today when I'm writing something or doing something. The discontinued Hulk is next on our list. The Hulk is very much in demand. I wonder if a lot of that demand is driven by the fact that it was discontinued, if it's driven by the color. What do you think it is?
I'm going to say, so going back, this is like another one of those watches that was just crazy, right? A normal person, they'd rather put a black Submariner on their wrist before they put on an anodized green dial with a green bezel. Just didn't fit the era when it came out, right? It came out in the wrong time, I think. That watch was trading at such a discount. I remember they were like $6,500, $7,000 for a brand new one.
Wow.
And that was the discount, even less sometimes. And then once they got discontinued, I don't think that really drove up the price. I think, it definitely played a big part in it, but I think it was just more or less people started accepting all these wild colors. And then you take a look at Rolex and what they do, there's nothing else like it in the lineup. They've yet to release a green-on-green Submariner again. Yeah. But right now in the market, a Hulk, going used to what do we want to do? Like a fresh one? If you want to get a brand new one,
let's go a regular Hulk.
You're going to probably pay mid-20s, 25, 26.
Because it's all new old stock.
High.
You're not getting new.
Exactly, yep.
How about a Starbucks?
So Starbucks right now, they're in the market for like $16,500.
Okay.
Which is once again another $10,000 watch. Yeah. Not bad. Not that big of a markup.
Any difference between Starbucks and the Kermit? Pricing wise?
So pricing wise, in terms of
like how much they go for?
Okay, so the Kermit was released, as a 50th anniversary piece. That was the aluminum insert. The Kermit now is obviously the Starbucks now is ceramic. Is there a difference in price? I would say yes. I would say the Starbucks now is actually trading higher than the Kermits, which was the other way around for a little while.
I would think so too, just because one is no longer in production.
Correct. Yeah. And it's more collectible because, based off the inserts and everything of that nature, you would think it's more collectible.
I keep going back to, I wonder how much the color, trend is involved in the pricing of this watch. I mean, the fact that green became such a valuable color and such a sought after color, because again, at some point it was black and white, then it was blues, then it was greens, right? Or it was greens and then blues. I can't remember.
I'm going to say it was greens after blue.
Green after 100%. Blue, yeah. So I'm wondering how much that plays in the fact that this watch fits that trend.
Absolutely.
Next one on my list is one that I personally owned for a while. I was a big fan of it. It is a Bluesy.
Oh, Bluesy sub, okay.
Yeah. Now, the Bluesy only comes in two-tone, right?
Only two-tone black, or LN for black, and then LB for the blue.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the Bluesy.
The blue, yeah, the Bluesy.
I was a big fan of it. Like I actually, so there's two types of dials. There's a Stardust, Starburst, Sunburst,
yes.
And then the flat. I liked the flat blue dial, and that's the one that I purchased.
So the flat blue, I want to say was only in production. I want to say it was only in production for a few years.
Yeah.
I want to say 2013, maybe even before that. 2011, 2010, maybe V Serial Plus, right? So the flat blue, it looks cool to me. I like it because it kind of matches the insert perfectly. Yeah. But the Sunburst dial, it's just, when it actually hits the light, I think it's completely different.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of like matte colored things, and the flat blue really spoke to me. you have a bluesy in the 40 millimeter, you have a bluesy in the 41. Let's take the 41. If I was to be able to, well, not if I was, but if I approach a pre-owned dealer or a secondhand dealer like ourselves, what can I get one for?
A brand new fresh one in today's market, you're probably looking at the 20s, low 20s.
Low 20s, okay.
Low 20s is about fair.
And the 40, which is discontinued, how much are we looking for that?
You're going to be anywhere from low 15s to like 16s. Okay. Really depends on the card year and what year the actual watch is.
So the 1 millimeter, which we've already said, not really a big differentiator, makes more sense to go for the 40. You're going to save.
I would agree, 110%. I'm pretty sure that the bezel is the same size.
Yeah.
The only thing that changed was obviously the thickness of the case.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of that watch because I know most people don't like two-tones. I like two-tone because I don't wear any yellow gold or rose gold. I wear white gold. So that it matches both white gold and, if I was to like add on a gold bracelet, that would be like, okay. But
it would be fine. Yeah, I agree.
But you can't do that with, if you have a white gold wedding ring and you put on a yellow gold watch, it looks weird. To me, it looks weird.
Think about it like with a Cuban, right? If you put on a yellow gold Cuban and then you put on a stainless steel Datejust 41.
Doesn't really work. All right. Number 7 on the list is the Sea Dweller, the 50th anniversary Sea Dweller. Okay. 2017, Rolex launched the Sea Dweller reference 126600. This is what's the opposite of predecessor? Successor? The successor to the 116600.
Okay, yeah.
It's the 50th anniversary, 43 millimeter case. Again, probably more likely to be able to catch it at an AD, possibly.
Yes. So
I feel
you're more likely to catch the black dial.
Yeah.
The red, maybe not the red letter. Yeah. Because that would be the anniversary.
That would be the 50th. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you have a better chance of getting that over the James Cameron. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. What are we looking for on the secondary market?
For the red letter, probably 15, 16,000. That's fair. And then the James Cameron is right around the same.
Now, this is Rolex's biggest model, except for the new Challenger or whatever.
The Deep Sea.
Yeah, that thing is insane. I actually recently just saw it, and it's just like this.
Yeah. So it
makes no sense.
It's a joke.
The next model, obviously, is the James Cameron. 2012, James Cameron made history when he embarked on the world's deepest solo dive into the Mariana Trench, reaching 35,787 feet below the surface of the Pacific Ocean. 2 years later, Rolex unveiled the Sea Dweller Deep Sea James Cameron model to celebrate that achievement. Obviously, what distinguishes this watch from a regular, Sea Dweller or Deep Sea is the dial, the ombres. I was trying to think what the word is. The ombre is like going from blue to black.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of that dial itself. I wish they would 100%. Put that dial on other models as well, or just use that effect on other dials.
I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah. Maybe we'll see something in what's coming up. What is it? Watches and
Wonders, yeah.
Watches and Wonders.
A little bit later this month. So actually, a lot of people were talking about a yellow gold Hulk.
I know. I've seen it. Like you see all the renditions, but the renderings.
Yeah, we'll see if that actually comes true. So 136660. What are we looking at today as far as secondary market pricing?
Right around 17.
That's not bad.
17.5.
Any idea what the retail is? Is it like 11, 12?
It might be a little bit more. I don't know why I'm getting it in my head that it's like 13 grand retail, but I don't think it's that high.
It might be. It seems
should probably double check. Someone in the comments will obviously.
Yeah, somebody will definitely correct
They'll definitely correct this. I don't know all the retails off the top of my head.
And on that note, actually, I want to talk to our audience. If you're listening, if you're watching this, make sure to show some support by subscribing, commenting, liking the video. If you're listening to this as an audio-only podcast, write the show a review. Let us know what we're doing right, and we'll keep doing these.
And go ahead and fight with us in the comments.
Yeah, definitely. We love the hate. We love the corrections because it's a conversation, and I don't think everything is just, negative. If people are putting their own opinions and we respond, and actually it sparks us to create new episodes about what they're talking about.
I agree. I agree 100%.
One of my favorites, and a very wide favorite, for the audience and most watch enthusiasts, is the GMT-Master Pepsi.
Okay.
So obviously we have the Pepsi, we have the Coke. We're going to get into the Batman. We're going to get into the Batgirl. Pepsi nickname refers to the blue and red bezel.
Yep.
Original colorway of the first GMT-Master from the mid-1950s. What else do I have about this? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, you have the white gold GMT-Master. I love the one with the meteorite dial.
That one's just, yeah.
You know, that thing is insane. That's super high. You know, what's that going for? 50, 60?
Yeah, in today's market right now, yeah, probably around mid-60s, I would say, just to be safe with a meteorite dial.
Yeah, I love the meteorite dials themselves. Let's go back to a regular GMT-Master Pepsi. We have Oyster bracelet. We have Jubilee bracelet. It's funny because like the Batman, you have Batman, Batgirl when they just changed the bracelet. How come we don't have a Pepsi and a Diet Pepsi? You know, like that would have been cool. Diet Pepsi for the Jubilee.
I think people have said that before.
Really?
I mean, nobody used it. Definitely did not catch on.
I mean, that'd be cool in like one of the chats. Like, I got a Diet Pepsi for sale. Yeah.
I'm living on.
Oyster bracelet. Let's take the regular one. What are you seeing it go for in the secondary market?
So a brand new one, you're going to be paying right around 19.
Okay.
Just to be safe.
Just as a question, the Jubilee, is it more or less?
Jubilee is more, 100%. It's actually, if you spec out a Rolex on Rolex's website, the Jubilee bracelet does actually cost more than the Oyster. Yes.
Wow. I wonder why.
More labor intuitive, I would say.
Yeah, but it's less. I assume it's less material.
It's definitely less material.
Yeah, because the Oyster is a solid, heavy link.
Yep.
Then we have the Batman and the Batgirl. Again, I'm a big fan of the Batman. Probably not as big a fan of the Batgirl. I do love the Jubilee bracelet, just not on this watch.
I kind of feel like it makes it look top heavy.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? It's not enough material to like actually accentuate the case.
It's like a person with a skinny body on a big head.
It's exactly. Yeah. But I mean, it does not look bad by any means. And I think the Jubilee is 10 times more comfortable than an Oyster bracelet.
I would probably agree. I'll take it on most other models, just not on the Batman. Maybe just because I have one on an Oyster. Maybe if I didn't,
if you didn't, okay, that makes sense.
That's possible. It's probably just a personal choice. Again, released 2013, blue and black. Batman was probably the best name for it. I mean,
what else would you have called it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Blue and black. What would you have called it?
I don't know if Batman would have been the first thing that came to mind when I saw blue and black.
I actually,
I'd call it like the cops, like the police edition, like.
Yeah, I actually remember hearing the Batman when I was like probably 17, 18. Like, that was 5 years ago for everyone that's at home. But like I remember hearing Batman, and that was like one of the first Rolexes, that I like heard of, and I was like, it's like Batman. What the hell is it? I thought it had a picture of Batman on it or something, and then now you see it's just blue and black.
So I won this at a poker game, and.
Great.
Yeah, it was very nice. It was like 180 people entered this.
Oh, you're kidding me?
Yeah, and I actually took the whole thing. Like I was very proud. So I wear it pretty much every day because it is my lucky watch. Like I came into this what the fuck is it called? What is it called?
Competition?
It's not a competition. It's a
tournament?
Tournament. There you go.
Into the poker tournament.
I came into the tournament knowing I'm going to win. I'm not sure why. This was a charity thing. The prize was a Rolex, and it was a Rolex sub. And then when I won, I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't like the subs. You can donate it to charity, sell it, do something with it. He's like, oh, the guy that was running the tournament was like, if you don't want the sub, how about a Batman? I'm like, let me see. So he shows me. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I like it. I like the blue. I like it. Stands out a little bit. And he's like, good choice. He's like, a couple of years from now, this will be worth a lot more than it is today.
Oh, wow.
Just so happens a year later, it really blew up in price.
And it's still on your wrist.
Still on my wrist. This was probably about 6 or 7 years ago, maybe more.
Wow.
If you're looking to get one brand new today, what are you looking for in the secondary market?
For Batman?
Yeah.
I think we went over this.
We did, right?
Grand? Yeah, right around 19 grand.
Oh, we did. Sorry.
25, 20.
I'm backtracking just because we got into some other
Pepsi's,
conversations.
I mean, a Pepsi GMT, you're going to be in that same ballpark. I would say expect to pay over $20,000 for new, for brand new.
Okay. Now, on to the last one, which is personally my least favorite. I don't like the color scheme. A lot of people love this watch, and that's the root beer.
Oh, this is my out of all the GMTs, I would actually take the root beer over everything.
Why?
It's different.
You like the color?
I'm
not a fan of browns.
Colors.
Like, I just don't like browns.
I know, but you know what it is? I think it's Rolex's rose gold, or their ever rose gold, has the best color out of any watch manufacturer. I don't care what anyone says.
So you'd only take it in rose gold. You won't take the two-tone?
No, I'll take the two-tone as well. Absolutely. I think that the brown just, like, it almost kills out that it's so pink. Like, the rose gold is so pink. It just mutes it. I think it's a very well-balanced watch.
You are right. The Ever Rose, precious metal is probably the nicest color when you're talking about rose gold.
Absolutely.
APs is nice, but it's not as...
After a while and after a few polishes, I feel like it starts to look almost yellow gold.
Yeah,
on
you're
an
right.
AP.
I mean, you're definitely right. Same with Patek Philippe.
Patek too.
Yeah.
If you don't... It's weird because, like, when it comes out...
Vacheron has a nice...
Vacheron does actually as well.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to go Rolex.
I agree with you. What are we looking for on the secondary market for one? Brand new.
We're going two-tone.
Let's go two-tone.
So two-tones, you're going to be, let's say, low $20,000 mark.
Okay.
Which is not bad.
Not bad at all.
It's really not. I think retail on that watch, oh, man.
I mean, it's the
People
newest
get killed.
variation of, like, the bi-color, models.
Yes, absolutely. I want to say retail might be above 15,000.
I don't know. I really don't.
Because
I feel like they don't matter. I feel like the retails do not matter.
Irrelevant. That's what whenever people
unless you can
ask
actually
me that-
buy it at retail, there's no point to know that
There's
number.
no point.
So
Absolutely.
current market retail is about 20,000.
Yeah, exactly. Low 20s for a brand new. I would
Full
say.
gold, we're looking in 40s.
Yes, you're going to be in the low 40s to mid 40s.
Okay, it's not bad either. Again, you're getting
not bad.
a solid gold
Yeah.
heavy piece.
And that's not trading very far over retail.
Okay.
Because I think retail on that watch comes out to like, say, 30 something after tax.
As far as market crashing, prices dropping, I mean, it doesn't seem to be, shooting down. If anything, some things are stabilizing, some things are coming back up slightly, some things are still falling. And again, I think it's mostly just based on demand, like which watches people are still, the Panda is not,
It's not, I feel like the Panda will never go under where it started pre-COVID, right? Like that $25,000 mark. I don't think we'll ever see it under there until until someone from Rolex is standing outside with Pandas in their hands. You know what I mean? Like it's never going to get that low.
So we've spoken to some ADs and like they're saying, I have some watches, I'm reaching out to customers. I'm actually fulfilling orders. Okay, how about the Panda? Nope. Not fulfilling those orders. Still holding on, still selling above market. Yeah.
Your Explorers, like the Explorer 2s, you'll get the regular Datejust 41, smooth bezels, just run-of-the-mill stuff. That's what they're fulfilling right now. They're not coming in.
They're still getting allocated with all the ladies models that they have to push. Otherwise, there's no cash flow coming in.
You have to.
All right. Any other model that comes to mind? I mean, I think.
Oh man.
I think we've definitely covered the top 11.
Yeah. 100%.
Everything other than this would be a variation of one of these.
Absolutely.
Dial colors, bracelet types, whatever that is. Peter, thank you very much for taking the time to sit down with me and record this. Comment, like, subscribe, write a review. Let us know what we're doing. Comment any corrections below, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.